is what it is today. Does this make it any better? No. I stayed up until 1 a.m. last night trying to finish Don't You Dare by, I don't remember. I don't know, it doesn't tell me. Whatever. I have 34 minutes left of the book, so I'm gonna finish that this morning and then we're gonna get on with our day. I've got my Kindle, my cute little Kindle that I will show you what it looks like every single time I bring it out. Got my coffee, got my doggos, got my heated blanket because it is freezing in this house. And we're gonna finish this. Oh, that's great. I wanted to try Lucky Charms oatmeal. Thing is, I actually don't like oatmeal. This would be better with milk, I feel like, and not water. It smells good, I guess. That actually smells really good. Wow. So we have our marshmallows. All right. Taste test. I already know I'm probably not gonna like it. It needs something. Yeah, no.
Out of my head, try to stray, try to forget, but the thoughts, they seem to drown me instead. I've always wondered what it takes to fill this empty void inside, but now I've realized you were what I needed this whole time.
Good burp, buddy.
Been around, no one else has got me feeling this way. Every minute, every hour I spend is on you every single day. I've always wondered what it takes to fill this empty void inside. Something about you makes me wanna be with you for a long time. Do ba do be do ba do be do 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 day. Do ba do be do ba do be do 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 day. Do ba do be do ba do be
I'm back. I took off my makeup, did a little face mask. Hi, you coming to cuddle? I only cosplayed for like about an hour. I just did some little videos. I don't really have any stuff for characters that I want to do soon. Like I definitely want to try Peyton from Powerless, but I need to get the cosplay together to do that. I have like sounds saved and everything. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that's done. Took the makeup off already did a face mask. Now I'm sitting down for the night, or I'm gonna start The Last Word by Taylor Adams. After posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous. In this pulse-pounding novel, a psychological suspense and terror from the critically acclaimed author of No Exit and Hairpin Bridge. So I haven't read anything from Taylor Adams. This would be my first book, but I'm really excited. I don't know, it's weird. I'm like really in the mood for thrillers and mysteries and psychological thrillers and stuff like this right now. So I feel like this is definitely mood reading. And that's like what one of my goals is for 2024, is just a mood read, not put any pressure. I'm gonna eat and watch Friernan? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, but it's the anime I've been watching. It's cute, it's fun, it's getting interesting, so I'm gonna watch that and then start The Last Word. And I think that's gonna be it for tonight. Like, I don't think I have anything else planned. I did want to show you guys, I make my own bookmarks. So I make like the bookmark keychain things. I don't know. I think they're fun. They're fun to make, but whatever. If you guys are interested in them, let me know and I'll put them on my Etsy. I also make phone charms. I just made this one yesterday. Did I make this yesterday? I don't know. I changed my phone case. I make my own phone cases. It's literally just paper, but I changed the back of it to resemble my 2024 mood board. So that's what's going on there. You can even see, and I kind of just made a phone charm to match it.
I've always wondered what it takes to fill this empty void inside. But now I've realized
You gonna sit and do this with me? I think my camera died when I was talking about Don't You Dare. I don't remember what I was saying about that book. All in all, I really enjoyed it. It was a nice filler book, I feel like, and I rated it 4 stars. Now I want to talk about my 24 books I want to read in 2024. I think that I have a really, really good list of books that I want to get to this year. So the first book that I have written down is, I feel like it's very obvious, House of Flame and Shadow. I don't know if I'm going to read it right away. Just because like the second book in that series, what was it? What was it called? It was so boring and like so not one of my favorite of Sarah J. Maas at all. I'm excited to read it. I just don't know if I'm gonna read it right away. The next book on my TBR, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I believe the second book is coming out this year. Maybe, I could be wrong. I know it's called Reckless. Anyways, I am currently reading this book. I am on page 210. Chapter 25. I'm enjoying this. I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would, but I really like it. The banter, very nice. Peyton is amazing. Love her. It does remind me a lot of The Hunger Games, but I love The Hunger Games. I love these trials and like, it makes the books so much fun to read. Life or death and these trials and the magic, it's just a lot of fun. I do have to say though, listening to it, I'm listening to it on Spotify, and amazing. The audiobook, so good. Highly, highly recommend. Next, I want to read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Not much that I can say about this book. Is you either love it or you hate it, and I'm not sure where I'm gonna lie because I don't like Gossip Girl. It's not that I don't like it, I've just never sat down and like watched it, so we'll see. Another book that I feel like everyone is going to be reading this year or has already read because it came out in December and that is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second and final book in the Divine Rivals duology, or is it called something else? I don't know. This cover is beautiful. I like Divine Rivals well enough. Like, I wasn't in love with it. There were some parts that I was like, man, this is boring and this is dragging out, but the beginning was so strong and the ending was so strong. It's just like the middle part that was like, okay. Also, it's a little confusing. So I'm hoping that a lot of the questions are answered in this book, and this is the final book. Like, it's only a duology, so I'm very excited to see how it wraps up. The romance in this is so sweet and so pure. It's just, she writes it so well, so I'm very excited for this. I think the next couple of books I don't own. So the next book I want to read is The Storied Life of Jckery by Gabrielle Zevin. I think this book just recently became popular on like Book Talk and like BookTube. Is there a movie being made of this, or is there already a movie made? I need to like look that up because I watched the trailer and I loved it. I was like, I can't wait to see this movie. So I really want to read this book because so many people are raving about it now. Then I have The Unmaking of June Farrow. Adrienne Young, what was she the author of? That was like really popular. Fable. Fable. Ugh. I loved Fable. I loved Fable for the fact that it was the first pirate book that I ever read. Fantasy, magical realism, romance, historical fiction, mystery, thriller, and time travel. I didn't know time travel was a genre, but apparently it is. I think this might be the last one that I don't have, is The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This year I will read a Grady Hendrix book, mark my word. I have so many of his books, haven't read a single one, but yet I want to read another one. I just keep adding them onto my list. Then I have a fun one that I really want to get into. I'm not quite sure what this one is either. I think it might be sci-fi, I'm not sure, but that is Gideon the Ninth. I feel like this is going to be one I'm going to have to listen to because it's a bit intimidating, and I feel like that's why I haven't read it yet. I mean, literally it says Gideon has a sword, some dirty magazines, and no more time for undead nonsense. That's the line that hooked me, and I really want to read this. Then apparently I'm in the mood to just be sad this year because the next 3 books I think are going to be the saddest books that I'm going to read this year. I mean, I hope. I'm not really big on reading sad books. I don't want to be sad, so I try to avoid them, but I can't avoid these ones any longer. The first one is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I actually don't necessarily know if this is a sad book. It might be though. Just by the line, a dynamic love story will restore everyone's faith in love, I feel like it's just gonna be emotional. I don't know. I wanna know the hype. I just wanna know the hype. I wanna fall in love too, so let's go. Then I do know that this one is sad, and that is Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. Oh, a gorgeous tale of survival and the healing power of love. I don't know too much about this either, but I do know it's sad, and I do know that I want to read it. And then finally, I mean, I hope this is my last sad book, and that is If He Had Been With Me. Oh boy, am I in for an emotional roller coaster this year. If he had been with me, everything would have been different. You don't say. This cover gets me. Like, that just looks scary. It looks like it's going to break my heart. This next one I tried to read last year, but ended up putting it down because I was confused on what was happening. I tried listening to it too, and I couldn't get through the audiobook. And that is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I just have to get through the first couple of chapters and I feel like I'll be in the story. I really want sci-fi to be my thing, but I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know. I want to try though. So I'm going to try and dip my toe into Pierce Brown with this series, and hopefully, because everyone loves the series, everyone says it's so good. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Wait, is this next one sci-fi too? I'm not sure, but it's Legendborn. I don't know anything about this book either, but Olivia reads a latte, adores this book, so I want to adore it too. Next, These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Isn't this a Romeo and Juliet reimagining? A deliciously dark twist on Romeo and Juliet. I love that. And I love this cover. It's so pretty. This has been on my shelf for a while and I just need to read it. I just finally need to suck it up and read it. I know I'm gonna love it, so I don't know why I haven't read it yet. I just haven't really been in the mood for it, but this year it will happen. Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. I was obsessed with Red Queen. Like, I read that so many years ago and I just remember loving it so much. I think I read it right after the Mortal Instruments series. I was in that era, you know? I loved it and I loved her writing style. I loved her world building, the way that she wrote about characters, the plot twists that she wrote. So I'm really excited to read this. I don't know when I'm gonna read this, but at least I know that the second book is out, so I can just, if I enjoy it so much, then I can get the second book. But I believe one of the characters in here, their name is really close to my name. Coraine, I believe. Like, man, really sounds similar to Corinne, and I feel like that's the only reason I really picked this up, besides I like this author. Ooh, I put this one on my list because my husband reads a lot of Stephen King and I feel like I just need to get on his level. I've been very intimidated by Stephen King for my entire life and he raves about all of his books, so I want to try it out, and I was really hoping that Fairy Tale might be the book for me. It looks very interesting and very fun. I don't know. He's very descriptive and it's just intimidating. Anyways, so the writing is so tiny. They're so long. I'll do it. I'll do it. Swordcatcher came out. I am a Cassandra Clare ride or die. Anything that she writes, I will read. So I'm very excited to read this new series. I think is it new adult or is it still YA? I don't know. I can't remember, but it is a new series out of the Shadowhunter world. So I'm excited to see what she has created. I hope I like it. I haven't seen too many reviews on this book, which is scary, but I don't know. It's Cassandra Clare. Her writing is phenomenal. Her stories are phenomenal, so I'm sure this is going to be good. I don't know if I'm a Riley Sager stan, but I thought that this book looked interesting, so I picked it up. The only one left. I have multiple Riley Sager books, and I think I read them all except for this one, so that's the only reason this is on this list. And also, it's a Lizzie Borden kind of story, so I love that. Love that. And the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune is gorgeous. This is stunning, and I hear that it's a very heartwarming, loving, I think, story, and it's about robots. What? It sounds kind of sad. I hope this isn't a sad book. I thought this was going to be like a happy book. I don't know. I'm really excited to read this. It sounds so interesting. It's like giving Wall-E. This has been on my TBR forever. I will read it this year. Mark my word. Okay, so this is going to be my last standalone book for 2024. The next 3 to finish out my 24 books, they're going to be series. So a series as a whole. Does that make sense? So this last book is One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling. It's about witches in New York. It's modern day magic. It's going to be interesting. A lot of people liked it, and the cover, stunning. Okay, so the first series that I want to finish in 2024. I started this series last year. I'm on the 3rd book, and that is the Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafi. I'm currently on Ignite Me, but I really want to finish this series this year. I very much enjoyed the first 2 books. Kinda very YA. Like, I wish I would have read this back in the time where Hunger Games and Divergent and like all of those books were kind of big. I felt like this kind of fell into those books, but I'm glad that I'm reading them now. I'm enjoying them. I love Juliet and I love Warner. And I'm excited to get into this one because I think that this one has a lot of Juliet and Warner content. So I'm excited to finish this series. The next series that I want to start for the very first time ever, the Harry Potter series. I have all of the books. I bought them last year. I read the first book. I don't even think that I finished it. I was kind of just like watching the movie. And I know that changes and that I just need to finish it, and that's why this year my goal is to finish all of the Harry Potter books. I want to get into that world. I love the movies and I love Harry Potter. I'm a proud Hufflepuff, so want to finish those books for sure this year. And then finally, my 24th book of the year, I want to reread the Throne of Glass series. I have all of the books over there. They are my pride and joy. Aelin is literally my comfort character. She is the character that I aspire to be. And I've only ever read that series once. So I want to do a reread because, believe it or not, I have never read Assassin's Blade or Tower of Dawn. I know that that's gonna take a while, but I am determined to finish that this year. And those are all the books that I have on my yearly TBR for 2024. I'm curious to see if I will read all of these. I have a feeling I will. Like in my gut, you know? Because a lot of these books I really am interested and definitely 100% want to get to. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm not really sure what all went into this video. I'm gonna keep trying to make new styles of vlogs. I don't know. I'm just testing it out this year. I literally have no plan. I'm just going with the flow. That's literally gonna be my motto for 2024. Just go with the flow. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.